guys, and welcome back to the channel. I am Sabira, aka Saabythesimmer. I hope you're doing well today. Happy Sunday. So we are back with another speed build. It has been a while since I've been on this channel, uploaded anything to this channel. I've just not had much time to film and edit, and then every time I got into game I just was bored when I was building, or I wasn't enjoying it, or I didn't like what I was building, so I never got to finish anything because I just wasn't enjoying it or didn't like what I was doing. So I just took time to play the game as I would normally and just like build the odd thing here and there that I wanted like for my own gameplay, but I didn't really film anything because I was just having trouble filming and editing and building and creating, so I just took a break essentially. I have had this week off, so I've had some time to like film some videos and do some editing, so I've got another speed board in the process of being edited for you guys, and also have a family dynamics challenge video as well that I need to finish editing and upload. It is a bit of a long one, so I'm trying to cut it down a bit, but a lot kind of happens, to be fair, so it makes sense. But anyway, I'm back, and we are back with a base game build today. So we are building a house for a couple, and I would say they're both like in the athletic career, so I did kind of start a series where I was doing base game builds based on base game careers, base game skills, so I decided for this house to do it themed around the athletic career. So in the base game we have a bunch of different careers, and one of them is the athletic career, or I think it's called bodybuilding is the aspiration, but the career itself is athletic or athletes. So with that, I've decided to go with like a loft build. In my head I was like, these are like people who are just like career focused. They don't really want to have children, and if they did, they'd probably just have to move because there's literally no space for a child in this house, because I did it as like a loft and there's like one bedroom. So I just felt that they focus on their career. They love traveling as well. They travel a lot for work, but they also travel a lot just because they enjoy traveling. And that's what I kind of had in mind. And I would say that like it's kind of a minimal house, but at the same time, I've not cluttered it up much, but there's not much space for it, so I think that's why. And I just kept it kind of simple and modern. And I did struggle a lot with like a roofing because I didn't use traditional like roof pieces. I used a lot of platforms and like trims and stuff to like get it to look a bit more interesting. So I hope you like the way it came out. So for the build itself, I did use a bit of a floor plan as like a reference, so I'll put it on the screen for you guys to see. What you will notice is that I did place down a few items in the beginning of the video just to figure out spacing. I wasn't too sure if I'd be able to fit everything in, so I just put some items down to see where they could be placed and how I could fit them all in, because downstairs there's not loads of space, but there's a living space, there's a dining space, there's also the kitchen, and there's like a half bathroom downstairs as well. And then on the second floor is just the bedroom and a toilet, like not toilet, sorry, like a full bathroom for the Sims to use. I generally use a lot of platforms in this build in general, to be fair. Like I felt like I did the build backwards, so I knew what I wanted to do with the garden before I knew what I wanted to do with the house itself, because I just started like on a plain, what do you call it, lot, and I decided to like do this back garden style with like two platforms, two levels of like a wooden decking, and then like a stone platform with a fountain in the middle, and then the shed, like the out shed in the back, or the out kind of space. I don't know what you'd call it. I don't think you could call it an outhouse, but like just an extra space outside of the like main build. And I started with that first, and then decided, oh, this could be part of a house, and then decided to then start filming and have that garden be part of this kind of loft house as well. I can't speak. So with this build I did end up using some platforms inside, and then on the outside I've used that like outside space, the outhouse or the extra storage space, as like an outside gym or like a home gym. You know, the athletic Sims, I don't think they'd go to the gym all the time. They can have their own space at home, but I think they'd probably go to the gym as well. I didn't know what exactly in terms of athletic career, or like I was gonna say department, but that's not the right word, kind of like where they're specialized in. So I don't know if they're like personal trainers or like athletes, or I don't know, like swimmers or anything like that. Like I didn't really pinpoint it down. I just knew that they was in the athletic career and they were doing something related to like being athletic, being active, I should say. So yeah, I just went. I felt like this came together quite it came together quite easy. It came together quite quickly. As you can see, it is a short speed build for today, and I feel like it's because one, it's not a very big house, and two, I kind of had the space to kind of figure out how I wanted it to look because I had a floor plan almost. So I kind of knew how I wanted it to look or where I wanted things to go. So it didn't really take too long for me to put it all together. I think the longest part is probably me furnishing because I'm always so indecisive. But for this, I pulled out all the furniture that I wanted to use and just changed swatches and positions of stuff as and when I was decorating the rooms, because I think that makes it a lot easier and a lot quicker for you guys to watch as well. It's just me scrolling through the catalogue for ages trying to figure it out. But yeah, with this kind of like a mini series I have of doing like base game houses and based around careers and base game skills, I've done fisherman's house, I've done, what else have I done? I've done, so like in base game you can't be a fisherman as a career, but you can fish as like an activity, and you can make money from it as well, to be fair, because you can sell the fish any way possible really, and then you can obviously like use the fish as like item that needs like for a recipe, sorry. So like there's ways to make money with fishing, but it's not a career in the base game, like, which is strange to me. Like I think fishing came as a career, is it island living? I can't remember. It's in a career, but it's pack restrict, like it's a pack kind of career, which doesn't make sense to me because fishing is base game, so it would make sense if the career for fishing was in base game as well. But you know, we can't have them all, I guess. And then I decided to use a lot of debug items to create like the driving port, or like the carport. I said driving port, the carport. I clearly can't speak, to be fair, so this voiceover is gonna be a bit of a mess, a bit of a shambles. And then I use like base game stones as well as like a pathway, but your sims don't recognize those items because of debug. So my sim did not use it as a pathway. They literally just walked on the platform that's at the front of the build, like they didn't see it there. And I looked at it and I was like, this is annoying, because I wanted them to kind of like walk on the like front platform from the right side, but because I didn't think sims could like walk on a curved platform, like directly on the curve, but they kind of did. Like when I was playtesting, the sim kind of just walked straight over the platform, and I was like, oh, okay, fair enough. They just walked straight, as opposed to like going the kind of long ways by going to the area where the car is, basically going to the right side and then walking up the platform that way. I don't think I'm explaining it well because I'm trying to use my hands, but obviously you guys can't see me using my hands, so that doesn't make much sense. But yeah, I did landscaping off of camera as well because I knew landscaping always takes me forever, and I just didn't know what I was going to do with the landscaping exactly. So most of the landscaping I did off of camera. You will see me do like the hedges for the side of the build, but that's about it. You won't see me do the full landscaping. I did put up some like bushes and hedges, which I do end up using anyway, and I've got some like crawling ivy up on the side of the cardboard, which I really liked. Just adding some greenery and also just make it look a bit more interesting. So I couldn't get the right size for like the fencing, which was annoying, so I ended up putting like half walls, but it doesn't blend in completely, but I don't think it's that obvious, so you wouldn't really notice it unless you're really looking at it. Everything worked. The only thing I had to change was these shelves. So I ended up putting some shelves right near where the stairs are inside, and I ended up putting some like trophies on there because obviously athletic career, we had some like athletic trophies in like base game, so I've used those as like decorations, and also just, you know, they probably achieved a lot of great things, so I'll put it up there for everyone to see. But my sim gonna walk up the stairs because of the way the shelves were and where they were placed, and I tried moving them different ways, but it's like 1 minute the sim could walk up but they couldn't walk down, and then they couldn't walk up again, so I just decided to move them completely. So I just moved the shelves. That was the only thing that I had to like change. One thing that I didn't like, I noticed my sim never used the gate in the garden area, like where you can like enter directly into the garden just through the gate. My sim never used it, and I couldn't figure out why. So you can either get rid of the gate, or maybe there's something I'm missing. But yeah, because I kind of used a fence and then went over the space with a half wall anyway, so where the gate is, there's a fence there as opposed to a half wall. I don't know if that's what's causing problems, but that was annoying because I had a vision and it didn't work and it was annoying. But I think that's the only thing that doesn't really function. But I didn't think it was a huge deal. I mean, if it's a problem for you, you can either get rid of the gate completely, or I don't know, actually. I don't know what the alternative is because I wasn't sure what it was that was a problem in the first place and so why it didn't work. But in the outside, I think it's a nice like entertainment space. I didn't put like a bar, but you could easily put a bar into this build and I think it would work. It would be the great space to like have people around and just enjoy the open garden space. And it's like it's very put together. It's not it's not just grass. It's very much like, this is where you sit, this is where you go into the jacuzzi or the hot tub. I added the hot tub because I felt like if you're working out all the time, you're gonna have sore muscles. Bearing in mind I don't work out, so I could be wrong, but maybe a hot tub would help with that, like help soothe those aching muscles and stuff. So yeah, I thought it'd be relaxing. And then we got a little seating area outside as well, which I did play a test and it's fine, they can walk through it. Because I looked at it and I thought it was a bit of a tight space. I wonder if it will actually be functional, but it's fine, it works. The little inside gym space, I added in a radio as well and some like towels. I used the shelf from base game, and then that actually came with an updated swatch and it just has a black swatch now, which handy. But I kind of would still like some other, I don't know what other colours I'd want for it, because I don't use any of the colours. I don't use the pinks, the yellows. I just think they look a bit strange because this is clearly like a plastic item, so I think we need maybe some like neutral colours, maybe, because I wasn't going to say wood tones, because if it's like clearly a plastic item, I doubt you're going to have wood tones on a plastic item. I mean, you could, but I don't know why. So anyway, on the inside we've got a seating area. I've got a TV in there, and I just kept it really simple. Like, I don't think it's classed as necessarily minimal, but I've just kept everything to like a minimum. I've not like put loads of clutter and stuff in the house, because one, there's not much space, and two, I just felt like it worked how it was. So, you know, I was able to fit in like a diner space. We've got a bookshelf. I didn't get to play it as a bookshelf, but I don't think there'll be any like problems accessing it at all, to be fair, because your sim can get through the door fine, they can sit around the dining table fine. So I'm assuming the bookshelf, which is right next to the dining set, is working fine. I didn't play test it like I said, but I don't feel like there should be any problems if everything else around it works. And I was really like originally going to go with like 3 seats for the islands like space, but then I just kind of felt like we already have a dining set right next to it, so we don't really need all that extra space. There's 2 sims in here as it is, and I felt like the island, I kept it because that's what I could see in like the image that I was using as a reference. But realistically, we didn't need an island because there's a dining space, but then that space itself could have been filled with like maybe some like an accent table and some flowers or something. But I think I don't know what to do with that space, so I think I just kept it as it was, and then I've left a laptop on that space because I just felt like it's more practical for sims to have a laptop than like a full office room with a computer. I just feel like a laptop makes sense, especially in the sims where you could just literally put it in their inventory and like they can take it with them when they go in places. So it just makes sense for them to have a laptop because they might use it for work stuff. They might use might have social media where they're promoting their work or their exercise routines, something like that. I don't know. Let me know, is the fitness stuff pack like worth it? Like, is it a good pack? I don't think I ever really hear anyone talk about it, but I've seen people use it in their builds and stuff like that, and the items look really cool because it's like modern stuff. But is the stuff pack actually good? Like, if you have that stuff pack, let me know. Talking of stuff packs, I did actually get the Home Hustle, I think it's called, stuff pack. So the next speed build that you'll see, I'll use the items from that pack, so you get to see it in my game and everything like that. But yeah, the bedroom, everything came together really quickly, to be fair. The bedroom, I was worried about the wardrobes and the like footprint space. Like with every item, the green like square around an item is the footprint, and I always worry if they kind of are too close to any other items. Some items are fine because they kind of class as like against the wall and it doesn't affect the sim at all. Other things, it's like, actually that's a problem. So with the wardrobes, I just pushed them as far as I could to the wall and hoped that that was enough, and it was, because your sim could like walk around the bed fine, they could get into the bed fine, they could sit on the table, sit on the chair just fine. I can't remember if I play tested the mirror, but for me, I don't always use mirrors for like practicing acting or practicing speech. I don't always use them for that, and sometimes I don't always use the mirror as well to like freshen up or change outfits. So most of the time I have mirrors as like a decorative item as opposed to I use them for the functionality of them. So it depends. If you use a mirror because it's like you want to use it as a functional item, then I would suggest just like moving the mirror maybe, because I can't remember if I play tested it. But I'm literally just going to start adding some wallpapers, and I'm going to finish up with the build, a few more details I'm probably going to add as well. But this build is up in the gallery. My gallery ID is Saabythesimmer, so feel free to search that up and download this build if you want it. And as always, if you have any suggestions, any things you want to see me build, do let me know in the comments. Okay, so guys, if you've liked this video, please do give me a like, and also subscribe if you haven't already. I'd really appreciate it. I will see you in the next video real soon, guys. Take care. Bye.
Bye.